Hi, Frankie here, coming to you from Osaka Prefecture. Last week I had a couple modeling jobs, which is not a normal thing for me. I'm not a model, but I thought it would be interesting to share with you guys how I got the jobs, what actually happens on the sets, and what kind of precautions they are taking right now. So for starters, I joined an agency in Osaka last year. I think it was either August or September. I don't know if it's usually like this or if it's only because of the pandemic, but there haven't been auditions. So usually the agency will send out kind of a mass message to everybody who's with them and just say, like, okay, this job is in Kobe on this date for this specific purpose. So if you want to apply, let us know. And I usually apply to everything that is relevant for me. Basically anything that's like, I'm not looking for a man or a child or something. But so far, since I've joined, I've been rejected for every single thing I've applied for. And I was also having a mini crisis about my hair color because I think I'm blonde, but there was one job for a hair salon where they were looking for a blonde and I applied, and then the agency was like, "Are you blonde?" Yeah, I mean, I know my hair's not white blonde, but it's not brown either. What is this? Who am I? But anywho, so there was something I got notified about from the agency. They said that they were looking for extras for a movie. They said it was a movie and that they needed a bunch of foreign people for that. So this is actually not the first time that I've done some sort of modeling in Japan. Back when I lived in Tokyo, one of my Japanese friends works for a production company I think the office is in Tokyo, but they do a lot of stuff in Yokohama. And then she just messaged me one day and she was like, "Hey, we need some foreigners to be in a commercial. Do you want to help us out?" And it was paid. It was Niman for that. And I just said, yeah, because it sounded like a fun thing and also extra money. And then it turned out to be Samsonite. So I had a small role in that commercial, and they also asked me and a couple other people, because we were not with an agency, if we would stay for the day and be extras. So it ended up being a really long day, and the people who were with agencies, they just did their scene and then got out of there. But yeah, so that was my first experience actually being a model. And then yeah, the thing of being an extra on the set of a movie sounded so fun, because it's actually my dream to be an extra in movies or dramas, like preferably with a line or two. But because you know how there's always that random foreigner that's on like J-dramas and K-dramas, and yeah, I want to be that random foreigner on the drama. Yeah, so anyway, I applied for that, and then what do you know, I got it. So there were 4 days of filming. They asked me to come for 3, but I accepted 2 days of it because I had something else. And also my friend Danny also got chosen for the movie too. So what it turned out to be was a drama that's going to be on TV. It's a series. I think this is the 2nd season of it. But the episode that we were filming, it was set in Europe, so they wanted as many Western looking foreigners as possible to give the vibe that they were in Europe. And the place where we filmed it was called Port Europe in Wakayama Prefecture. And I mean, if you don't look at the big picture, if you're just looking at the small details, it kind of does look like Europe at a glance. So I think that was a pretty cool location. There were some pretty big actors there. One of them I have definitely seen on a drama before, so seeing him in person, I was like, most of the actors were really polite. Most of them were wearing face shields so that their makeup wouldn't get messed up. And then for us, of course, we had to wear masks the whole time. We would go through a few rehearsal cuts, a few practice rounds with the masks on, and then they would tell us to take the mask off, and then there were maybe like 3 or 4 cuts of the actual filming part, and then as soon as that was finished, like masks on again. When we were eating, they also asked us not to talk because, you know, no mask, dangerous times. Yeah, there were 40 models from the agency that went on that job, and the call time, the meeting time, it was before 6 a.m. and there was no way for me to get to the meeting location. Yeah, there was just no possible way for me to get there at that time by public transit. So I asked them like if I could drive and just keep my car in a parking lot for the day, if there was anywhere cheap nearby, and they said, actually, we have our guest house that we're opening in March, but we've invited like some of the models who live further away if they want to stay there. So yeah, I accepted that. It kind of reminded me of being back in the dorms at university. And I was lucky enough to get my own room because apparently I was the only person who asked to get my own room. I don't know, but I was happy about that. So I had to stay there for 2 nights because I went on set for 2 days. Yeah, so the first day, we actually finished really early. We finished around lunchtime. So we ate our lunch and then got back on the bus. We didn't really have time to explore the area. I mean, everything was closed anyway because of filming. So yeah, then we just got back on the bus. And I stayed there in that area because I knew that if I went home, I wouldn't want to go back. And then, yeah, I met some really cool people. So because my friend Danny was there, he's pretty outgoing. He was talking to a lot of people. So like some of the friends I made were also just because he was talking to them too. So I met people from Russia, Sweden, England, Brazil, Germany, lots of countries. There were a variety of us foreign folks there. Yeah, and then the second day, I can't believe I almost forgot to mention this, but the first day they gave me this kind of generic European girl costume. There was a Russian girl on the first day who was also given the same costume, so I asked her, said, is this like Russian attire? And she was like, no, it's not Russian. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of funny that I was just given this like European girl costume, and then I had a basket of flowers and I had to pretend to be selling the flowers. Yeah, I might be on TV later as a flower girl. And then on the second day, I didn't have a costume. I was just wearing my normal clothes, but they put me directly behind the actors in at least 2 scenes. There was one where there was outdoor seating, like a restaurant scene, outdoors, and my table was right behind them, and there was another American guy who was sitting at the table with me, and they said to just like look happy and pretend that you're talking. And we had beers, but we weren't drinking them, I guess, because like who knows how many takes there are gonna be. So if you start drinking it, then there might be no beer, and then I don't know, you might get drunk too, who knows. But anyway, so yeah, like me and this guy are sitting at the table and we're just like pretending to talk to each other and just smiling a lot. That's kind of awkward. And then in another scene, so the characters were, I don't know, walking through a park or something, and then I was sitting on a bench with this guy from Germany, and they told us to pretend that we're in love. I think there was another couple on another bench, and they told him to propose to the girl. So they were like hugging and all excited in that, and then me and the other guy, like he put his arm around me. I was like, and we were just like, I don't know, acting like lovey-dovey and like taking selfies, and yeah, so I might end up on TV like that. I don't know exactly when the episode or episodes are going to air, but when it happens, I'm definitely going to, I don't know what this hand movement is, I'm definitely going to post it on Instagram and YouTube and probably TikTok too, because that's super exciting. So here I am living my dream. And then the second job that I did was a one-off kind of thing, and that was not through the agency. It was posted on a Facebook group, and my friend Rhiannon sent me the post because she asked if this job was the movie thing that I was doing, and it ended up being something separate, so I just applied to it, and what do you know, I got it. So that thing, it's not for TV, it was another video thing, so I guess you could call it acting, technically, like modeling acting. But I wasn't actually talking on it. It was just like, I was talking, but my audio is not going to be on there. but it's not for TV. It's going to be displayed somewhere, and I think that's going to come out in April. So again, when that's on display, I will be sharing it. Don't worry. Yeah, so that was for a specific client, and it's going to be displayed somewhere in Osaka. That was a really long day. It was a lot of fun. There were only 2 models. It was me and a girl who was half Japanese, so they wanted her to be like the local and me as the tourist, and she was showing me around. So we met up at 7:30 and the day ended at 9:30 p.m. It was a very long day, but we had a whole day of activities. For both of the jobs, actually, they asked the people to bring their own clothing, do their own hair and makeup. So I guess if you're more of a legitimate model, there might be people doing your hair and makeup, but on the things that I've done, nobody's done my hair and makeup. Actually, for the Samsonite commercial, they curled my hair a little bit and then put some powder on my face. Oh, and they also gave me a jacket for the Samsonite one. Yeah, but this time around, it's pretty casual. I dressed myself, and it was supposed to be set in the springtime. So I was wearing pretty light clothing, and then scenes that were outdoors. It was really cold, but whatever. I got paid, so it's okay. Yeah, so for the drama, there were a lot of people because it's a full-on production. So there were a lot of models there. There were the group of actors who are the main characters in the drama, and then a lot of people on the set, like the director, the camera people, costume people, all that. And then for the second thing, it was really small. There were a couple camera people, a couple people from the office of the clients, and then the 2 models. So that was really small. And for the second one, it was the same deal. We had our masks on the whole time, except the parts that we were actually doing the real take. So yeah, I took off the masks for a second, like did the part and then put them right back on. Yeah, temperatures were taken, social distancing was mostly had, and then yeah, masks. I think this video was all over the place. I'm very sorry about that. Hopefully this was helpful in some way. And yeah, since I want to do more jobs like this in the future, I'm trying to manifest it. Please, universe, hear me. Okay, anyway, I hope that this gave you some sort of insight. Yeah, and if you have ever done any acting or modeling, either in Japan or wherever you are, let me know, because I'm curious if the situations are similar. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!